I was thinking, when was the last time we had a conversation? And it was about us going to Shanghai in UFC and wanting to get you a fight, and also the Toe Wrestling World Champions. And the next time that we're now talking, I went to UFC Abu Dhabi, which we can talk about later, but you have got a fight, which has finally come here. So please, because I actually don't know as much, I want to be filled in because now it is more official. I want to know all the details, start to finish, how this came about and what this fight is.
Sweet. So we've been on the hunt for a while. I've been calling people out for MMA shows, boxing fights, jiu-jitsu matches. I'm here for it all. And I know the main event of Gunman Fight Series, so I just dropped them a message saying, get me on this show. I will steal the show. I will walk out in a ridiculous outfit, which is yet to be revealed. Stay tuned for that. And they were all for it, really. And they said, look, we've got this guy. First guy they sent me, I was like, yeah, let's fight. I took the fight last Wednesday. As soon as I accepted it, I'd already trained that morning. I'd done jiu-jitsu. I was like, oh, that was irrelevant. So I went straight to the gym, smashed the bag and went for a run. Sparred the next day. Sparred the day after that. And then I'm in there with pro boxers. So yeah, December 6th, we are live.
I've got so many questions. Firstly, where do I start? Open workouts.
Yes.
Please run me through so I can actually visualize it, because for context, I want to actually build this out entirely. Is that your phone or mine? That is haram. I want to build it out entirely because I need to get rid of this chewing gum. It's in my mouth and I'm developing a lisp. I want to show people a little bit. I know this is a little bit rogue, but I want to show people a little bit more of the behind the scenes of what it actually looks like to firstly get a contract for a fight, go through the process of a fight camp, and then actually compete and make content off the back of it, because it's a weird ether.
Yeah, it is a strange thing.
But it's growing.
Yeah, and I'm so, like, even for my last MMA bout, people were like to me, oh, you promoted that fight so well. And I was like, I didn't even really mean to. Like, I just genuinely didn't. I was just making videos that I thought were funny. Like, the social media at the time started, like, really getting some good traction. And I wasn't even making videos about fighting. So I thought, oh, people aren't going to correlate the two. And, yeah, it all just happens. It just presented itself. I had the monsters in the ring. I had the shades on. I was like, oh, this was fun. So yeah, I was like, this is definitely an avenue that I want to get into. Like, I love it. I want to do the open workouts. I want to do the press conferences. I want the big walkouts. I didn't think it would come right now. I thought, like, it'll be a few fights time before we're there. But I love what Gunman are doing, and I'm all for it. I'm ready to steal the show. And I understand it. It's an entertainment business. It's not just about fighting now, you know. I need to be an entertainer. I've got to make the videos, got to do all my media obligations, which I'm more than happy to do. That's a privilege. Like,
happy days as well.
Yeah.
When you get a schedule and they say, sit in front of this camera and create this content and we're just going to do all the back end of it, you think, you know what? Cheers.
Yeah.
I'll take a bit of that.
Yeah, bring your most professional cameras, your best lighting. Give me the makeup lady. Give me the best mics you've got.
But equally, give me an iPhone, a raw footage, and let me just cut a promo or train or just run a skit or anything, to be perfectly honest. I've got so many questions that I need to ask. Firstly, contracts. Take people through the start to finish of getting a contract and then what that looks like on your end, because not everyone's going to be in a position where maybe they've got a career where they're having a manager and they're having to learn about the percentages, which obviously we can get into later about that element.
Yeah, thankfully, I've got you, so I send you a lot of stuff.
That wasn't me teeing up for you to say that, by the way, but I was just, that wasn't a point.
It is funny though when I'm like, I almost want to go, oh, speak to my mate, and then I'm like, oh no, I should call him my manager. I'm like, speak to my manager. I'm like, who is that, my mate? But yeah, they just email it over, sign it, and then obviously I want the pay to go up, but you're getting a good commission deal. And then there's other sources of income that you can get from it as well. Like, I'm looking at making a fight banner. I've got my sponsors on my t-shirt. I've got supporter t-shirts. I've got my walkout kit. I've got my gloves. You know, so those are all things that, like, you will need to pay out of your own pocket if you're not fortunate enough to get sponsored by people. But it's about, like, standing out, really. I feel like even if you were to take a normal amateur fight, like, gone are the days of you just wearing an Umbro pair of shorts. Get a kit, get a custom kit, have something unique, do something different, make yourself stand out. Just fighting isn't enough, in my opinion. If you just want to fight for fighting, you don't want to sell tickets, and you don't want cool opportunities, then great. But you have to understand, it is literally the business of, can you get people to watch you have a fight? It's not just about fighting, especially when we're not in the UFC. They don't have these lucrative... The show's earning money through the tickets. You have to sell tickets, and you have to promote yourself.
And there's actually a large... Don't get me wrong, I love the highest level of most sports, right? Especially in combat sports. But what I find myself thinking all the time is in MMA and now sort of boxing and sometimes celebrity sort of crossovers, I actually think the narrative and having somewhat of an even matchup, you don't really know what the outcome's going to be, is a lot more compelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes I actually much rather seeing someone that's an amateur on the regional scene that's got a big following because he makes fun content, is facing someone else that I know is pretty good that does the same thing, and they're on a bit of a collision course. And I actually find it more compelling sometimes, and I care more about how they got on the weekend. And I am more of a purist fan. I don't really care too much for that side, but my point in saying that is, if you can create story around your brand as well, which you're doing, you get people invested into it. It's actually irrelevant of where you're fighting, and that was a point I wanted to say earlier. With your last MMA fight, you realised, oh, I was just doing it and I wasn't even trying. I also thought we had just come back from Shanghai with Lon, and we had... Macau, sorry. And we had all of the footage there that went crazy viral. We had cool photos of people. We had... Not that was the reason why we was going, but it was just a... It was a
nice add-on.
Yeah, it was a nice add-on, and it was just a repercussion of everything that happened. But my point was, we had that in Macau, and then we went to flipping, where was it, Lincoln, in a sports hall, but then was still getting equal sort of views in regards to the build-up and the aftermath and the sort of notoriety. And then when we went to that event, and people were taking photos with Lom, people were coming up to me, and then you were fighting as well, and then you had your whole, obviously, spotlight moment. I just thought, this is so bizarre how this is integrated now. It's just like a funny ecosystem of sim characters.
Yeah, the simulation's wild. I always think that. Like, when they told me there was going to be a press conference, I was like, great.
What's the deal with that?
I'm not too sure. So I know it's the day before. We'll weigh in. Then I think we'll do an open workout. And then we'll do the press conference. But I've seen some clips of it. People are wearing suits and stuff. Rest assured, I will not be wearing a suit.
What are you going to wear?
I've got some stuff planned, I think.
Okay.
I've got some stuff planned.
You got to be intentional with that.
Yeah.
Or do you wear a suit?
If I wear a suit, I'm wearing a suit ironically. I'll come in full tux.
But this is what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's the right thing, but I'm just playing it out loud just to play the opposing side.
There's options.
Is a suit the play, like Step Brothers meme when you posted that this week? Yeah. I'm kind of thinking it might be.
Full tux.
I'll get some sick photos. I'll bring the Fuji. I think you should go smarter.
Really?
I don't know. I think so. Or I don't know if I'm projecting, because I'd maybe slightly just want to wear a sick suit. But
I mean, you can.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, you can wear what you want.
I did think that. Maybe I go full board instead of...
Yeah.
I go...
That's my manager. That's my manager in the tux.
No, but all jokes aside, like, I've been needing an excuse to get back in the suit.
Yeah, dust that suit off.
And if I'm doing something more business orientated on that day for the full day, then I would like to. Yeah. If I was gonna but I'm gonna run content at the same time. But that would kind of be ironic. I'll be in a suit running content, so I'll do that. I'll do that. But what I was gonna say before that is, you said, I'm referring people over to you, and I'm going to say, sending it to my mate. It's interesting as well, because I was thinking about it, and obviously at the moment, it's not anything that I'm giving time attention to as if it was a multiple-time champion and it was doing it full-time job. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
But also, I thought, if I'm going to do this, I have to do it properly and also learn from some of the best. Yeah. When I go to Fight Week and Jose's there, I'm picking his brains. Yeah. And you look what he's done. There's a lot of good managers in the game, but you look at what he's done, and he's gone with Ilya from basically just a 0-0 professional to champion, to double champion, and he's been the manager every step, and he's about 25.
Yeah.
So although
He's
I get
got
a lot,
some skin in the game.
he's got some crazy skin in the
Yeah.
game, and obviously he's just sort of one of the boys. So obviously you can have a laugh with him, but also I just pick his brain.
Yeah, from a business perspective, there's probably no better person right now than that to be surrounded with, you know. So,
Just the type of conversations that they have, knowing the structure, knowing how things go at different levels as well. So
Yeah.
okay, it will look like this at this level, but it also look like at this level. And I've just tried to absorb all of that, and then obviously it blends into sort of Abu Dhabi a little bit. Naif's fella has a weight miss, and I won't get into the situation too much. Like, there's nothing really crazy to say, but obviously when you have that situation, a lot of fans don't realise there's negotiations that sometimes go on backstage with that as well.
yeah.
So it's not always as straightforward as they just, okay, they miss weight and, okay, sweet, the fight goes ahead and they miss their person. No, there's a lot of conversations that can... Yeah, there's a lot of conversations that can go...
No, if we've agreed to
Exactly.
fight at X weight.
And also, a little bit of insight as well that some people will know and some people won't know is they don't... I'm pretty sure that if you say, okay, I don't really want to fight them because they've come in heavy, but you've weighed in. So when you weigh in is when you get your show. But I believe if they then offer you another fight and say, right, okay, we've got a fight coming up in 2 weeks and we can put you on that card, then they don't have to pay you your show money.
Really?
I believe so. I believe
These
so.
things you just don't know, innit?
I may not be 100%, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
fairly
there's
convinced
something
that
there.
is what it is. So that's what they'll sometimes do as well. They'll then offer you a fight. So they'll maybe say, all right, okay, we've got a Vegas card in 2 weeks. We can offer you on that card. So now they've offered you another opportunity, right? So
Yeah. It's just another weight cut, though, innit? Just another...
there's just a... Exactly. But more to my point of just these small details that I'm learning in the game anyway, and just trying to pick up by listening to these people, but then also just doing it for myself in social media, like doing management from all different angles, and then not being able to... I think one thing that I realized this week is, of course, I'm going to be playing catch up of how to become the best manager in the game, because that just takes years and will take years. But what I can bring to the table very quickly as well was also management in a media aspect.
Yeah.
And that's what I always think now. I think, right, that's an
That's the
angle
leverage.
that I can present, because I'm not going to come into an influencer boxing and suddenly in 6 months you're going to be known as the best promoter and the best manager and have the best reputation. But what you can do is understand media, the contracts, what goes into it, so on and so forth. Because
And it's the same for me, right? Like, I'm not going to win this fight and people be like, oh, he's going to be a world champion. I don't think I'm going to be a world champion boxer. But what I will do is I'll come...
world champion influencer.
Exactly. I'll come, I'll try and knock people out, and I will get some clips and make white monsters in the interim. Like, with the fight, again, it's entertainment. I don't think I could be in a boring fight if I tried. It's just not how I'm wired. It's just I don't understand how you can have a boring fight.
Yeah.
I have to fight. Like, I'm trying to kill you. Like, it's just full steam ahead. Especially 3-2s. You don't think I'm just gonna fall?
Give me the full details with gloves.
12-ounce gloves, 3 2-minute rounds.
You should be able to comfortably push for 3-2s.
6 minutes. I spar 5s.
Yeah.
Normally, I know it'd be a different pace, but I'm coming as hard as I can. So, I was about to pause.
Who was it that did the original one? Was it Aljo?
No, yeah, I'm coming on that ass all night long.
Aljo is just that guy to make
Coming for that ass. But yeah, we got 3 2-minute rounds, influencer boxing, 12-ounce gloves. Not sure how big the ring is, but I've been sparring in small rings. I'm ready to fight now. It's at 68 kilos. I usually fight at 66. I don't really have to diet that much. I will have to just not be an absolute pig, but I'm excited. It's the most excited I've been for a fight, I think. I'm looking to make.
How many people do you think are going to be in the audience? I have no idea, so I want more context.
Sell 50 tickets.
50?
I think I can sell 50 tickets, yeah. I've already sold 23 supporter t-shirts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
23 t-shirts, that's impressive.
Now we're talking. Shout out for Ferocious Fightwear.
How many tickets have you sold?
I'm not sure. It's all online. I know, like, someone sent me a screenshot of 2 of them coming. So far 2, but I really think I could sell 50. Most people that are buying the shirt are going to come watch the fight. You know what it's like? It's just a case of chasing people up. People probably buy it like 2 days before or a day before, but I really think, given the amount of different training partners and people that I interact with at different gyms, I'll get 20 from Ray Stevens. I could get 20 from Elevate. I could probably get 20 from Top Team. So it could be a case of 60 tickets.
Once you start selling tickets as well, that's when you start getting the attention of people that matter. Because the truth of it is, irrelevant of tickets for anyone, you can still make it a massive leveraged event just with your social content. Yep. So you don't actually need anyone in attendance technically, but I mean from a promotional aspect and from people who are going to sign you to their shows, if you're selling tickets, Brad Pickett always says it, we learn these little gems from the best when he does his talks at the back. Yeah. You know what he's like. He loves the old...
It's true though, right?
It is. It 100% is.
You have to sell tickets. And it's what I tell anyone that's looking to get into any form of fighting. You have to sell tickets. But yeah, I really just want to make it a big spectacle. And plus, like, the more... this is like a weird mindset thing. The more tickets I sell, the more pressure it puts on me, which is going to make me fight harder, train harder, I want it more. Like, I've been in camp for... Preparing for a boxing fight is weird also, by the way, we'll get onto that. I've been in camp for, like, a week and a half, and it's been non-stop. There's so much... Like, most of the sessions that I'm doing, I don't really want to do. I know I have to, because...
What do they look like? What does a week look like right now? Break down last week.
So we accepted the fight on Wednesday. Already done jiu-jitsu Wednesday morning. Wednesday night, bag work and run. Thursday, straight into sparring, boxing in the ring. And pads in the evening. Friday, sparring, then a run. Saturday, run. Sunday, rest. Monday, pads, shadow work, shadow boxing, bag. Tuesday, spar again. Wednesday, pads, run. Thursday, spar, professional boxer. Friday, spar, professional boxer, run, and then lift on Friday evening. So it's weird. It's super weird. Because if I was preparing for an MMA fight, there's so much stuff I need to do in terms of, right, I might be wrestling, I might be cage wrestling, right, I might be doing jiu-jitsu, cool, I'm sparring, cool, I'm MMA sparring, cool, I'm working takedown defense. Whereas boxing, you run, you lift, you spar, you pads.
You box.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing less volume. I feel way more fucked, but there's only so much you can do.
Skipping?
I haven't actually skipped yet. I've been running on the
skipping.
track. I've been on the track.
Yeah. Just
get the legs strong.
Yeah, just
my legs feel fucked and my nose feel fucked.
You just get light on your feet. I need to skip more. I'm guilty of it, and it will definitely help me to just get up on my toes more. That's something that I always struggle with personally. Not so much that that's actually something for boxing, because that's not so much the case. You're not on your feet, on your toes as much, but you're still exploding off of them. So yeah, it's
strong legs.
Yeah, skipping's always good. Yeah, and also it's just good for the shoulders. Like, it's good for the shoulder conditioning. Like, it's good to have the isometric strength.
Yeah.
And also, it's just less impact usually on your joints than a run as well, right? So it's just footwork, coordination. So it's the best of both worlds. And also, by the way, not that you're going to be exercising for calorie sake, but it's a flipping calorie burner as well, the old skipping.
No, so most per hour.
Yeah, skipping, swimming. Swimming's good to chuck in occasionally. You have a little swim.
Yeah, just get the engine going. I am missing grappling. I do want to compete in grappling in the not so distant future. We've got a couple of opponents in mind that we'll keep in our back pocket. But I definitely I want to get back to grappling. I want to fight MMA. There's that guy on Gecko Fight League, Shalaz MMA or something. He's fighting the same day, defending his title out in Dubai.
On this show?
No, in Dubai. To be honest with you, that'd be a professional MMA fight, but I think I'd smoke him. I think he thinks he's a lot better than what he is. I think he's not ready for my level of grappling. He's kind of like, I think he's Albanian or maybe he's Austrian, but I'm going to go in there as an Essex boy and absolutely wrestle fuck you. You can quote me on that.
Dagenham style.
Yeah, send him 2-3 years Essex and forget. 100%, I'll be all over you. I'll take you down, I'll elbow you, and I will submit you.
That's the difference
that I'm excited for.
with professional MMA. if you can use it to your advantage,
Pro MMA is what I want.
elbows from the ground, just half
Yeah.
guard. Elbows from half guard
Smash your
with
head with
just
elbows.
wrist riding.
Yeah. I don't
That's
wanna,
a dangerous
I don't
spot.
want to get elbow necessarily, but I'm up for elbowing.
Just don't get in a bad spot then.
Yeah, don't get taken down. Good advice.
It's one of them. It's just, you're going to get in a bad spot, but just get in a better spot quicker.
Getting a less elbow.
Get a less elbow spot,
ball
right?
position.
The most elbow... From a ground and pound position, 100%. If you're getting ground and pounded frequently with elbows, you're not getting up well enough.
Yeah.
With
got to
enough
lock in,
urgency.
basically.
So you just got to lock in, be
Lock
better.
in, don't get elbowed from
Be
the bottom.
better. It's one of them sometimes,
Yeah.
you know. Sometimes it's like, how do you stop the things? Like, get better at it.
Yeah, how bad you want it. Ask yourself that. But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. We'll see. I'm not looking past this opponent, to be honest with you. I'm mentally prepared for a very difficult fight. I'm hoping that it's not.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
One thing that you can just control is just going in there fit. That's one thing I always think. Not overtrained.
No.
And knowing the difference as well. Because sometimes people actually think that hard training, which is good, you need hard training to a certain extent. Sometimes they think that's overtraining because they've never actually trained that hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You can do too much.
But you've done enough training in your life now throughout all different disciplines of sport that you know what hard training looks like and what overtraining probably looks
and
like.
I know what it takes to win a fight and do a fight count to win a fight. You know? So yeah. I'm ready now. If the fight was tomorrow, I'd win, in my opinion.
Let's talk content.
Yeah.
We need a little plan of action. We need to have a little think about a few things that we're going to do in the build-up. What are you thinking already that you want to get locked in? I would like to do a GBTV episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one on that. The last one, I actually think this is kind of crazy. The last one we did is on about 7,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I actually think is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I actually would have edited that very differently just in regards to the fight. But I wouldn't have put in the whole length for the fight. Should have just done that separately. Regardless, I still thought that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Again, going back to what we were saying about sort of getting the publication around your fight from so many different angles, it performed well, which was sick.
Basically, come and watch me fight, everyone. That's the MO. That's the mission objective. Come and watch me fight. But
and also, sorry to cut you off, but I was just going to say, it's not too many steps removed from the biggest organisations. You look at Misfits now, which is paying serious checks. You look at some of the people in there and you think, oh, that's not unachievable whatsoever. Not even from a standard of boxing, from a standard of public reputation of brand.
Yeah.
You know? And I was thinking the other day, sometimes, for me, I get so desensitized to just metrics of things. So desensitized. It's not that you can't acknowledge them, but you get desensitized to how people perceive different ones, and because people have different perceptions of following. So sometimes people will look at someone with 4,000 followers and they'll deem that as, I actually think of that as like a micro influencer, but they've got a core audience and following. It's quite cool. It's quite
supports them.
And it's quite different of how people perceive it. But what I've realised is that for the average person, if you think about it from your perspective, someone sees, okay, this person's fighting, and they click onto your Instagram and it's got 20,000 people near enough, for example, and then it has videos with overall hundreds of millions of views, and then they click through to your TikTok and then it's got over 30,000 on there, so on and so forth, and then the views the same thing. You start thinking, okay, that person obviously has a platform as well that people are watching and listening to, and that will just continue to build. So I definitely think there's a lane, because I said it 100 times, but I will say it again. I said to you before, are you going to be UFC champion? It's like, no, I'm not going to be. It's like, well, the next best thing, if you're not going to be UFC champion, to be perfectly honest, is just being the biggest influencer fighter. 100%. Like, that's the lane. Jake Paul carved that lane, and he is now fighting the likes of Mike Tyson on Netflix. Do you see my point?
It's crazy. It's a different space we're living in now, and I'm up for just maxing out all the stats on the simulation. I'm pretty convinced this is all a simulation, so Let's go open workout. Let's go press conference. Let's box him. Let's grapple him. Let's karate combat him. Let's MMA him. I don't care. Anyone, any rule set. And whatever rule set it is, I'm coming to fight. Whether I win, lose, draw, I am coming to fight. I'm not capable of not coming to fight. I don't understand it. I can't get my head around it. It is a fight. It is life or death in those 6 minutes or 9 minutes or 15 minutes that I'm fighting. I'm going to try everything in my power to get you out of there. If I can't, fair play. If you get me out of there, fair play. But I'm trying as hard as I can the whole entire time. I don't understand any other way.
Just be fit, have strong legs, and just see everything. See it. I know that sounds stupid, doesn't it? But it's just see everything. Sometimes it's just be as focused as you possibly can. Yeah, just as focused. Like you said, you can't control an outcome, but you can control coming into the ring fit, and also just being so locked into that moment that with your fitness and your discrepancy in skill, you'll see what's coming. Yeah. And even if he does have good moments, because you are in a fight and it is going to be a higher pace, you'll be able to see it coming, brace, eat shots, take shots if you need to, and then come with your own offense. So I think sometimes just seeing making sure you're just there, you know, like he doesn't beat you for footwork, even if he does beat you to the punch, you know, just so you got a good base under you. Stand your base.
Yeah, I just think my well-roundedness will be a problem for a lot of people. Like, I just feel like I can mix it up. I can box, I can kickbox, I can MMA, and like I don't think I'm a boxer. I think I'm a fighter, and I can fight.
One thing I would say as well, I think this applies to anyone who's going to come over into more influencers striking from a grappling background. I don't really know if you would say, oh, this is my background, this isn't, but you like to grapple more. That is a style, right?
I love grappling.
So going back to what we said earlier about leaning into your strengths, that's also the case for you in any of these fights, right? So this is boxing. So yes, that is the furthest thing from grappling, but also it's not, because there's a lot of clinches. And if you can use similar angles to when you're getting into people's like front legs for singles, right? And sort of taking the back and shucking under the thing. They're great angles for boxing as well. And that's what Ngannou did with Tyson Fury. He just boxed him at a little bit more of a wrestling sort of look than a boxing look traditionally. And then he just made it physical as well. Like, you're going to be, even if he comes out and he's flipping Mayweather, and you're like, how has this happened? But he just so happens to be from a gypsy family that can box and have done for generations. Because that happens every now and again. And he just so happens to trade a little crypto. But what you, and you can't control that, but what you can definitely control is you'll 100% have the advantage in the clinch, just in physicality, in positioning, in awareness, and in understanding of just mechanics, which makes a big difference, right? Especially when you're on top of each other, probably in a small ring, and you're just working in close quarters. You can use that to your advantage. Just get. Louis Bracous loves a little dirty boxing.
I'm full Peter Griffin.
You can play it cleaner, but you can also, when necessary, play it in those clinch positions. So for sure.
If I'm getting banged, just double leg him.
No, is that in the contract? That's not in the contract, technically.
It's not in the contract that I can't do that.
It's not.
Nowhere explicitly is that written down that one calf kick per round is completely illegal.
But what was in the contract, I also think this is important because we spoke about the contracts before, and this isn't that personal, but they didn't have any clear penalisation for weight missing. And that just, I didn't like that part of it. And I wasn't going to try and be a diva and say, we're not doing this. I understood we had minimal leverage and we're going into a white collar event. It's not, I'm trying to make this more than it is. But I did think that, okay, if someone is going to miss weight, in my opinion, if it is anyone, it's going to be him. Then what is the penalisation? Not some ambiguity of, oh, we'll decide and it's up to our discretion. No, I want it in writing. What is the case?
Give me some of that.
Yeah, like, are we going to penalise him? Are we going to create a catch weight? And vice versa, by the way, if you were to go the other way. But I want that in ink to know what that is beforehand. Because then there's no incentive. There's no,
You're just going to miss weight, but do you want to fight or not?
Exactly. There's nothing in place to stop him actually just being
coming in a bit doughy.
Yeah, of course, and just coming in 20 kilos heavier, and then they're like, oh, okay, actually, yeah, we're gonna dock him 10% of his ticket sales from us, and it's like, you don't even receive anything. It's like, okay, I didn't sign up to anything, but yeah, I didn't love that, and then I just wanted some clarification in regards to the media, just understanding that obviously anything they own promotionally they can use and they have of you, but vice versa for us as well. 100%. 100%.
Clip farming.
Because that's important as well. You need to understand media and having access to media, right? And also understanding small things like do they own it in perpetuity, which means they own that footage indefinitely.
Yeah.
Indefinitely, you'll hear that in marketing. Own media in perpetuity, and it basically means they own a piece of footage forever, so they can own it forever, run ads against it, bump it, and they'll sometimes pay no cost. So if you understand they're paying no cost, you want to at least hold the leverage of your own anyway. So
we want those clips.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually looking forward to it and creating a bit of a media storm behind it.
Cool. It'd be cool. We'll bring the noise. We always do.
Because that's what we said, right? You need one opportunity, and then we can just go how we know we can in the build-up collectively with everyone involved. And then, of course, yourself as at the epicenter of that.
I love the game.
Yeah.
I love the game.
And then just show, okay, this is what we did collectively for this event. And that is a lot more than the majority of people. Yeah. Even these bigger names, right, who have big brands, they're not always doing a ton in promotion.
No one's promoting shit.
No one's... To be fair, that's probably a fairer way to say it.
From what I've
seen... You'll know better than me.
From what I've seen, no one's promoting shit. Gunmen have put on a little bit between the main event, like a bit of like a media face-off and stuff, but no one's saying, oh, get tickets here. Oh, this is my training.
They're putting up a story.
Yeah, them in the gym, flexing. Yeah. I'm like, no one cares, man. Yeah, like, oh, nice.
December 6th.
You look jacked, bro. Everyone's going to come watch you fight now. You might get a big gay following, but outside of that, like, no one cares. No one actually cares.
If people are offended by getting atted for being someone that in their promotion for their fight, all that they do, no footages, no photos, no updates, no anything but a photo in the gym mirror, flexing because they look in good shape, and then saying the date, and then maybe a ticket link.
Yeah.
They have to up their game. That is not good enough. That is not good enough.
And it just depends what you want to do with it, right? If you want one fight to say that you've had a fight, then cool. But if you actually want to go professional and get good opportunities, then why would you not promote your fight? And I get it's hard. Sometimes you want to just focus on the fight, but it's just not the day and age we're living in anymore.
Yeah.
It's just really not.
And it's a case of, right, okay, if you want to put maximum focus and you don't want to do any of that yourself, firstly, I would say you have to understand and learn it to a certain extent, even if you're going to outsource it. But if you are able to outsource it, make sure you're doing that. Right? Can you get someone to help you?
Yeah.
Can you get someone to basically work for you that maybe they're less experienced, but you're going to be able to pay them less and they're going to enjoy the experience?
Or the easiest one, look at what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets a lot of tickets. He sells a lot of tickets. People are interested in him. Emulate other people's success. What is this person doing to sell their fights? What story are they telling? What are they saying about their training? Now I know their training partners. Like things like GBTB is great because we're all individually unique, fucking mental characters. It's like an adult daycare. And if you can capture a little bit, but everyone can fight. You can capture a little snippet of everyone. People start to get invested, especially when you're not in a fight show that hasn't got the machine of the UFC. Like if you're fighting on an amateur show, you have to sell tickets.
You have to become the machine.
You're going to get such better opportunities. One, in terms of fighting. Two, sponsorships. People are like, oh, you've actually got a good audience. People care about what you're saying and what you're doing. Yeah. Here's X amount a month to promote our whatever the fuck it is.
And what you'll realise, especially for a lot of amateurs, most of the sponsors that they have are people that they know or know a little bit, right? Yeah. That basically send them money because they firstly want to invest in their career, but they also want to see them perform, and also they want to see them go up on the ladder. But my point in that is when you start creating content and you get the opportunity for more people to see your story, you give more businesses the opportunity to go and do that. That may not even want a grandiose, collaborative sponsorship where you're making content with them and shout outs and things. They just want to send you a couple £100 extra a month because they watch your TikToks and they quite enjoy them and they want to help you out. And it sounds ridiculous when it hasn't happened, but that is exactly how this world works. And even for myself, that took quite a while to get to grips with, because when I was growing up, there wasn't necessarily chats where you would make donations of like £20 and things of that nature. And now you can obviously send people £20 just to say, "Oh, keep doing your thing," kind of thing. So people would be surprised if you can storytell. That's going to be the biggest marketing ploy in the next 10 years for every department. And with MMA and for anything, but for what we're talking about, there's such an amazing story there. You just have to sort of mirror it in your own voice. I'm getting all amped up.
Yeah, same, man. Whenever I think about this fight, I get fired up. Fired up. Not even necessarily the fight. Of course I'm up for a fight, but the whole shebang. I really just want to make some noise, you know? And I just love having fun with it. I literally believe that we are in a simulation. That helps me a lot in my day-to-day life. So I'm just like, I do, genuinely.
Is it called simulation theory?
Maybe. It's my theory that we are in a simulation.
No, it's quite. There is a common theory that people do believe is basically like a preconceived, not preconceived, it's like a pre-played out simulation, and we're just living in essentially the repeat of it.
And like, what do they say? Fortune favours the brave. The more you do things and try things, put pieces of content out that might do shit, they might do good, eventually something is going to catch on. You just don't know unless you try. Have to just try it. I just tell myself, this is a simulation. I just want to have fun with this. I don't care what people think, what people are going to say, how they perceive it. I make videos that I find funny and I find humorous. If I can find like-minded people, great. And if I just think of something funny in my head, I don't deliberate. I just, cool, I'll post that. Oh, cool, I'll put that on my story. Oh, that's funny. I'm driving in my car. I'll make myself laugh at something like just dumb. Oh, cool, post that. I don't know. It's just such a natural thing for me that I just think this avenue is just perfect. I just love having fun with it.
What I find interesting is when you say that, it reminds me of the exact first chapter of Naval Ravikant, where he says how to get rich without luck, right? And there are essentially 5 ways to get traditionally lucky. And a couple of ways that you can do that is by what you were explaining is creating friction. So you just create so much friction. It's basically like a small petri dish and just mixing up these different atoms that you just keep mixing up different things. You keep creating friction, essentially like a fire, and then you get something, you get a spark, right? That's one way of creating luck. Another way of creating luck is by repetition, right? And consistency. So that's another way of luck. And then there's other ways like specialized luck. So he gives all these examples of different varieties, and it just makes me think of that when you said it. Just by creating so many different little friction points, like going to this gym, going to that gym, making that video, just creating these small sparks.
Out there. Nothing's coming to you sat at home in your bedroom. Nothing is coming to you. You've got to put yourself out there. And if you're afraid of failure, you're failing no more than you are by not trying. So just try. That'd be my main advice. Just, I don't know. I'm so deep in this like little world now that I don't even have that voice of, oh, what should I do here? What should I do? Like, if I think, I just go. I just don't. I just do it. I just think, right, I'm going to post that. And so, like, some things are good, some things people might think are bad. I don't really care. I just want to have fun and, make some noise.
And that as well, I think you're going to be on an extreme to most people of where they're comfortable to do that, right? From the average person who say, I've never made a piece of content.
I've always been this way, really.
Of course, but it's like what I always say, social media is basically your personality. Well, for most people it's your personality, but just turn up
I think mine's dialed down.
To be fair, I know a few people where it's dialed down the other way for the volume, but more of my point is one thing that you do well is you get a repetition, and where you get a repetition in firstly trying so many different things, you can see what works, but also you improve the muscle of having less emotion to creating, putting things out there and testing.
I'm drawn to the next thing.
100%, right? And it is a superpower, and it's actually something that sometimes people probably don't train enough, is getting good at that. So that's actually probably something you don't even realize.
I always say that lack of fucks given is a superpower.
Yeah.
If you're sitting around thinking, what will she think, what will he think? Just keep it moving.
It's funny you say that because occasionally on my Instagram it glitches and crosses over the cross posting, not to my Casuals Corner Facebook, to my personal, and it hasn't done it in years. And bearing in mind, I do not post on that personal Facebook, so that's just old circles from so many years, right, from different stages of my life. And it hasn't done it in years, and it just so happened to do it on a trial reel of where it was just, to be honest, not a good video, but I was just chucking it on my trial reel. It was just a stab in the dark with one of my food breakdowns of like what I ate, just because I wanted to make an extra video that day. And it went to my main page on my Facebook, and I just thought of all the people I went to school with, all the people from all the different clubs, and it just made me cringe so intensely. And I thought, that's funny, because if that just went up on my main post, that could have gone potentially around the world to millions of people, and I just not even thought of it, but it goes onto my Facebook and I get those feelings for the first time in years, because it's so many years ago for me now since I started this. I forget what that feels like, and I almost forget that I had that, and I did. I remember thinking, oh, the people at school from this class and the people from that cricket club and that rugby club or different. I do remember that vividly. So it is funny now to not have it that so long.
Has seen my White Monster TikTok. I'm sad.
Have you thought about, or has someone said to you that they came across your content, someone random that you haven't seen in a while? Good God.
No, I mean, I've had people at the gym come up to me, like at a different gym, but I've seen you on TikTok, or someone at it was at a bar. It was like, oh, I think I recognise you. I recognise you from somewhere. I was like, is it TikTok? They were like, yeah, I think so. It was actually a girl. She was pretty attractive. I quickly walked off after that. No, I'm joking.
You spoke to her?
I did speak to her a little bit. Yeah, she followed me on TikTok after that.
So she came up to you, said she recognised you, you said TikTok, she said
well,
maybe.
At first I was like...
And then she didn't follow you on TikTok?
No, she did.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not famous. I'm actually not, because there was like some famous people there, but I wasn't one of them. Yeah, then she followed me, but maybe she was just trying to chat me up, she'd never seen me. But who else? Someone that worked downstairs, just randomly.
Someone's going to be listening to that and thinking, yeah, you missed out on all the obvious sides there. And so did I when I listened back to the story. I thought, yeah, maybe you did.
Someone that worked like in the building downstairs from the gym, so not related to our gym, was like, I think I saw you on TikTok. You drank 10 White Monsters in under 3 minutes. Yeah, no, that was me. She was like, why? I was like, why not? She was like, yeah, good point. But no, I don't think so. Not that I can think off the top of my head.
I have a funny one that I've got to tell you. I know this will make you laugh. So we're going out for dinner at the end of fight week. So for context for people listening, Abu Dhabi, UFC 321, Nathaniel Wood's there, Louis Sutherland was there, and then obviously Ash and Brad are there in the corner. The fridge freezer. And Gary Wood is also there. Gary.
Also a fridge freezer.
Also a lemon squeezer.
Such a geezer. You know, I didn't know for ages that was Nathaniel's dad.
Are you joking?
But they don't look anything alike.
You didn't know that?
Not for a little bit, yeah. When I first joined, I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, that's his dad. I just so dissimilar. But it's funny.
If you didn't know that and then you were just going off looks, I completely understand.
They don't look anything alike.
No, I'm not surprised from that angle. It's more so they're just synonymous with each other. I just thought you knew that.
I learned pretty quick, but I was like, yeah.
Sure. So we go out for dinner with everyone.
I love Gary, man. He's so funny.
So Brad's next to me on the left, and you know how much this made me laugh. And Nathaniel's to my right, and we're just going into this restaurant, and the rest of the team sort of there as well. It had been the press conference, so on the Friday, the Thursday. So everyone was leaving the arena. I was coming back, so it was quite busy on this sort of promenade as we're going into the restaurant, and there's a lot of fans and whatnot. This kid goes, "Oh, can I get a photo?" And like Brad like sort of like looked around like that, and I sort of looked round, and I was sort of like looking at Daniel, and I'm like, "Oh, he's talking to me." Comes up, takes a photo with me, and just leaves.
Oh, hilarious.
And just leaves, and I just looked at Brad, and I was starting laughing.
Yeah.
I thought that is so funny. And you know what? That's actually funny because someone come up to me before. In fact, I remember when I walked in the hotel and they did the signings. I was like, that was so cool. But no one was there with me to share that moment with. Of course. And I remember thinking, wouldn't it be funny if someone come up to me next to Brad and they didn't do it with, they didn't ask for a photo with Brad, they just for a photo with me. So when that happened inside, I was
like, yep,
creasing. But now that was Shanghai, Macau, and also Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Playboy.
For our personal brands, but collectively our brands growing
I've
worldwide.
not been recognised abroad. That being said, actually, when we were in Shanghai, someone was like, "I remember you from Macau," and I just thought, "Oh, maybe he just thinks I'm a generic white guy." And he goes, "No, look, there's a photo of me and him." I was like, "Amazing."
The funnest thing about China is that fan base and things like that, because I was just sitting at home and I just saw, I don't know what made me click this name, but I just clicked this name and then I see it's a man with about 100 followers, Chinese, and I go on it and he's the one that was outside the hotel that was taking photos of all of us when we were leaving to go to the airport.
Yeah.
On just like a professional grade camera.
Yeah.
And he had like 4 likes on it, and it's just me, Lon, and Lou like that.
Yeah.
And there's just loads of Chinese fans, and I thought, I've just stumbled across this. This is my absolute favourite thing I've ever discovered on social media.
They are great, the Chinese fans, I can't lie. They're so like respectful and just happy to see you. Obviously, we're not fighters, right? Well, I'm an influencer. But they're just like, even after like Lon lost, you know what I mean? They're just like so supportive and nice and friendly and respectful. They are great. They're actually just, I love the Chinese fans.
If you hadn't been to China before and sort of knew the levels, I would say you would have thought he won from the reaction of the fans. You wouldn't have been able to tell that he lost. There wasn't much less excitement from the people that were sort of there and around and things like that. So, yeah, the sport's crazy. Have you seen The Smashing Machine, the film?
I haven't seen it.
Have you watched it? It is good and it's definitely worth a watch. But what's so interesting is, obviously, it's from the grassroots of MMA. Yeah. It's talking about how different it is and how no one knew what it was, and it's a million miles from that today.
Yeah.
But what's funny is, if you're actually still in this sport, you realise a lot of those things are still true. For example, when you're walking around with someone after they've had their fight and their whole face is like busted open or whatnot, and you're walking in public, you do see a lot of people sort of looking at you like that, and then you realise, oh yeah, this is random and weird.
Yeah.
So that still happens as well, and not everyone and you go, oh, MMA fighter, they go, MMA. Like, people think everyone still knows what it is.
Yeah,
they don't for the most part. They really don't. And also, when they go to Japan and they're these superstars and it's crazy the fandom and how they're beloved, it kind of is. We've also experienced that where we've actually gone to China and it's not obviously Japan pride, but there's crazy fandom and they go nuts.
Yeah.
And even
they're very passionate fans.
Super passionate. And even seeing it in Abu Dhabi with Chimaev when he was there, mate, it was the same as well.
I see one guy, he's wearing the Marab shorts. I must have met you at the hotel at 7 for breakfast, and we were in the gym with Marab, name drop, at like half. Yeah, I'll pick that one up at like 5:30, and he was still there. Like, he'd just been there from 7 till 5, just waiting for the photo and his opportunity to speak to him. So you kind of got to respect it in that sense. The American fans, from my experience, are very different. I mean, I only met a couple briefly in Vegas, and obviously you're in Vegas, everyone's a little bit more drunk and a little bit more obnoxious, if you will. They're like, "Where you from, kid?"
Cigar in mouth.
Yeah, just on the slot machine. It's a crazy place.
On the whiskies. I can imagine there's just some
Vegas is it's just Vegas.
Very clogged up arteries in those casino floors. Just lined with filth. a lifetime of just debauchery.
Just lack of activity,
just
and excess of calories.
Whiskey and wings and greed and coins, iron, just gold, rust.
It's rough. But it's cool, man. What have we, outside of obviously my fight, what have we got next?
Well, I'm trying to think of what I had in UFC 321 that I can bring back for you on the table that was funny.
The eye poke? Did you stay for the main event?
I did.
Yeah.
So my actual plan was, it felt a lot better in regards to the seats than last time. I was a little bit further down, but in retrospect, they were actually probably about the same. But obviously last time, Nathaniel got fouled a million times and then lost. And then Volt got knocked out in the main event. So I was not very happy to be there anyway after Nathaniel's loss. Didn't really care too much. And then I watched the weird fight with Johnny Walker when he said he was in the desert. And then it was just a very strange fight card. So that was bizarre. And then that was when, do you remember the fella Mike Breeden started barking at Anshul Jubbly, and then he knocked him out. He was getting smoked. He starts barking at him. Right,
could be the move. December 6th.
Could be the move. Have you seen that account? Have you not seen that?
No.
Oh my goodness! I thought you referenced this. There's an account you need to follow. It. It's called
Could Be the Move.
Could Be the Move, and it's CPTM, and it's just people creating different scenarios where it's like could be the move, and they just come up with things like that, and it's absolutely perfect. But he got that knockout. And then he happened to sit in front of me, and then I was hearing his dialogue next to this drunk, not unpack it, but saying he could get it, fella, just chew his ear off and just really
go off.
Just be one of those very clingy people after a win, especially. And it was just not great to be around. He actually was kind of loving it, I'll be real. Obviously, his adrenaline's pumped, he's sky high, he's having a couple of drinks, he thinks he's getting a bonus. Little did I know he lost weight. He missed weight as well. So I was unacceptable. You're never getting that. Regardless, that was the last time I was there. So I was going to leave after Nathaniel's fight, and then Lou lost. So I thought, right, okay, I'll leave now. And then I happened to bump into Lauren, MMA girl.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to definitely say on air what it is. There are some things that I said I would repeat to a couple of people because they were the less crazy ones, but she spilled some tea with me on fight week. So I ended up,
that's off air.
I was just about to leave, and I was walking out, and I happened to bump into her, and then we were just chatting. I was just thinking, oh, okay, right, I'll stay for a couple of fights. And then I ended up bumping into Alex Shields, Bangtao owner and jiu-jitsu coach, because he messaged me and said, I'm going to take that jersey off you, because he's been saying to me literally for years straight he wants a jersey. And I've been
this one, not NSO.
The NSO one. And I didn't realise he was there. And I'd literally bought it out to that country for him because I knew he was going to be in Abu Dhabi, and I was meant to meet up with Paul, the videographer for Bangtao. I know I'm going a million different places here. He just came back with Nico Carrillo as well.
Yeah, saw that. It's pretty sick.
Mate, I messaged him. I was like, this is so sick. I felt like a proud dad. I saw him on the broadcast. Yeah. And that's the weird ecosystem that we're in.
Yeah, just all on our own little whirlwinds.
Just on our own little weird paths.
Yeah.
And so I saw Alex Shields, so I started chatting to him, and then I saw Woody, so that's the SNC coach from Bangtao. I did.
Okay, perfect.
I did. But I couldn't go and give it to him because I didn't have it on me, and I couldn't leave the arena and come back. So I ended up staying and watching the main event, long story short, and watching Tom. And then basically, what I did is I left, weirdly enough, bumped into Sean Aspinall, leading nutritionist.
Shout out Sean Aspinall.
That also happens to be #1
White Monster enthusiast.
And also,
he's always showing love in the comments. I like Sean, man.
Also, Tom's cousin.
Yeah.
So
more importantly than liking my content, he's related to Tom Aspinall.
No, but just in regards to the how full circle it is, because obviously I've known him for a while as well, and he's come to the talks and whatnot. So
I like Sean, man.
Yeah, we've interacted collectively a lot with him. Yeah. So I just bumped into him outside of the arena, funnily enough, and then I go straight back to the hotel, and then I basically chuck everything into a bag. and I get a flight at 5 a.m. that morning and just go straight out.
Non-stop weekends.
It was a bit of a non-stop weekend, but I did see DC in the gym. He was looking trim.
Really?
Mate, he was looking trim. He was looking trim.
Is that the first time you've seen him in real life?
No, I've seen him before. I saw him before in Abu Dhabi, and he was a lot fatter.
Really?
That's why I
He's
said
just
it.
a dense human.
Yeah, he was actually a lot fatter. But what was funny was all the slap fighting people were there.
Okay.
So on Thursday or Friday, on Friday they had their event. But all of the other athletes, I didn't go. I actually
really want to go to one.
I would have went. I don't love the event. I don't. But
I like the spectacle. I can't lie.
I like business opportunity,
Yeah.
and it has angles of that as well. It just does. And also from what I'm doing with toe wrestling, I need to learn about the fastest growing sports, and slap fighting has, whether people like it or not, higher metrics per month than Real Madrid on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's
you can't argue with
insanity.
That, the numbers don't lie, baby.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's the biggest football club in the world of the biggest sport.
Yeah.
I think it's 150 million followers or something outrageous. So to have more view metrics than them in a month is insane. So I find it interesting from that point of angle. But yeah, it was funny seeing the athletes. Some of them are flipping
big.
The calves.
Really? Just standing there, base, ready to get slapped on the chops.
The calves are just different. And when I learned a couple of tricks from... Do you remember the girl that I put in the videos of the slap fighter?
I've seen the videos. I don't think I've met her though.
She came to top team for a stint.
Really?
Yeah, and I did recognise her. And Ash was saying she came to the gym, but it took a couple of times seeing her, and I was like, oh, it's her.
I didn't look at her too much. A lot of the videos she's on her hand. I'll have a look at her thing. Maybe I recognise her.
But she was an MMA fighter, and I actually had a fair few fights. And then essentially, she got an injury in Cage Warriors, and I won't say what she was making, but you'll know roughly in Cage Warriors what she would have been making.
Not a lot.
Right? Yeah, and that's just a reality as well on a lot of original show MMA. But then she got offered, I think, 5 times what she was getting paid to go and slap fight. And then she got a viral moment because she got slapped and then did because she's Italian, she just did it naturally. And it went crazy viral. And she got like a 10 grand bonus. Okay. And everyone's...
It's a lot more than you
on the internet is berating people for slap fighting, and I don't love the sport. I don't watch it. I don't think it's that massively fascinating for me.
No, but if there's a demand for
it. But also, if you want to do it, who am I? I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not getting slapped.
Yeah, I don't care if you want to get slapped. There's a lot of people that do, but people get on balls. Literally bred to
always the Americans, man. Always the Yanks.
They literally get on balls bred to throw you off aggressively and kill you.
Yeah, that's a sport.
That's very extreme.
Yeah, no, it's up there. Yeah, I'm not into the slap fighting in terms of competing. There's an influencer slap fight league. I think I'll give that a miss. But in terms of spectating, I like the clips. And if I was in a country where there was an event, I would definitely go.
When you say that, and after this conversation, what I've also thought about toe wrestling influencer league. What I've realised, right? I know this sounds ridiculous.
Let's talk money,
right? No, but let's actually talk money, right? So I'm spitballing a little bit here, but I have been thinking this, and I want to put on record. It sounds crazy, right? And it sounds ridiculous, but actually think about it from this angle, and tell me that you don't see the future in it. We have proof that influencer fighting can, to some level of measuring success, be successful. If you want to look at it as running a profitable show and people essentially making money on both ends of the scale.
Sure.
Not all of them have, but there is a blueprint to some extent. The problem with that is, yes, a lot of people will like to compete and they'll like that combat aspect, but there'll be a lot of people that think, I don't want to fight. I don't do that. I don't want to get punched in the face. Like, there'll be girls and boys are like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. And even with slapping, it's very aggressive, right?
I don't want to get slapped.
Exactly. What I'm realising is toe wrestling is becoming just enough contact for it to be a tussle and feel physical, but not enough for it to feel intimidating. And there's just enough boundary where people go, yeah, well, all right, I'll toe wrestle you. Yeah. Because if you say to someone, "I'll box you," it's like, and you don't want to fight, it's like, "Oh, I don't want to get punched in the face."
Yeah, not for that.
I'm not for that. It's like, okay, I'll slap fight you. No, I still don't want to get hit in the face.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll toe wrestle you. They're like, no, that's weird. They're like, no, come on, I'll toe wrestle. It's like, I toe wrestle me for 10 grand.
Yeah.
And then you go,
I'll toe wrestle anyone for 10 grand.
I'll toe wrestle you for 10 grand. Because what I've realised through CJI, and I've said this before, but once you put up enough cash, people listen. And if you can create media and attention, that's digital currency. And I know I can do that hands down with toe wrestling.
Yeah.
So I can create that without even creating products off the back end of it, like the health packages and like the actual plank itself.
Yeah.
So that's another cash flow. So I know that I can create off media, so I can get people sponsorships and attention and actual cash prize. Give more of a majority of the money to the competitors, so it's more desirable, and just bootstrap the rest. Create cash flow off of the products, and then just basically try and pump it into the athletes. So I can be ridiculous and go, here's 50 grand to go and toe wrestle. Because if you start saying to people, go and essentially, oh, okay, I'll give you 50 grand to arm wrestle this other person. You go, yeah, well, sweet.
Yeah, I'm in.
And then once people, because the thing is with like toe wrestling, people, it's just very sexualized in today's market, right?
There's a foot market.
And but also where everything's over sexualized, and that's the whole narrative these days. When we were 8, if you said foot, it wasn't like a weird thing. Like everyone weren't thinking foot fetishes.
No, foot fetish is some new age shit, definitely.
I'm not saying no one's ever had them before, but the conversation is 200x what it's ever been before.
There's just more access to it, right? More people that are like making their views known on feet.
And also, it's just more of this culture where we have things like memes, where you get small jokes that can go to a mass market
blow up,
and create this ingrained
like
thought process,
of like fucking idea,
which is so bizarre, right? So you combine all those factors and combine the fact that yes, there are creeps in every sport, by the way.
Yeah, there's MMA perverts.
Find me a sport: volleyball, table tennis, slap fighting. Wheelchair tennis.
There's a market for it.
There's a market for everything, is my point. And I'm not joking, there is. There's creeps in everything. Every domain, every business, every company, every subsector of people, there are weirdos. There's no shortage of
wheelchair tennis guys are relentless.
There's levels to the game, but they are. I'm trying to think what else we have to wrap up. We've had Abu Dhabi. We've had your fight,
influencer boxing,
and what we've got coming up.
I think that might be it. We
Yeah,
could probably reconvene after November 15th. There's a big day of fighting. We've got Conor Ben, Eubank, the big UFC card, Cage Warriors London. Shout out the prospects. We got an interclub that day. 173 in Japan. Crazy event, super event. Yeah. But Hagi's out, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's upsetting.
That's frustrating.
Massively.
But yeah, things are looking good. Life's good. Can't complain. Big, strong finish to the year, and next year, I think we're gonna make more moves. You know, just keep the wheels turning.
What are you gonna do for your birthday if you fight the 6th and then your birthday's the 10th?
My birthday's the 11th, but
11th.
Not a lot. I don't care, innit? I'm not a birthday.
No, but you need to
wear a sash and a tiara. I'm turning 28. Congratulations on surviving another year. I just don't care.
We
I
have
don't drink.
to.
I don't want to go out. Maybe I'll order a Domino's pizza and hopefully there's some fights on. But outside of that, not a lot. I just don't care for birthdays whatsoever.
My take is we only get so many and we must celebrate them. So
We'll go for a meal.
No, but my point is just do your favourite things, which essentially we'll get some nice steaks, M&S, we'll watch the fights, but we'll still have the mindset of it's a celebration of those things. We'll just elevate the certain levels
I just hate
of it.
the whole thing. This is my special day. Like, it's just.
I like it. I like birthdays, to be honest. I do. I like birthdays. I do think it's important to celebrate, and there's a lot to celebrate as well.
For sure.
But we can just celebrate in a way that we like celebrating.
Yeah,
which
like,
is
I ain't going to the
club.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
it's just not happening.
I saw a scene on a film, and I went to a club, and I just thought, I really remember doing those things. What's the last time you went to a club? We went out.
Japan.
Was it a club? Was the last time we went out to a club?
Shanghai.
Wouldn't call it a club.
At the bar.
I'd call it a bar.
Yeah.
I'd call it a
Man,
rooftop
we're going
bar.
back like maybe when we were at uni.
if it was uni, that would have been 2020. Would have been lockdown.
So it would have been.
So it would have been before
18.
that. So it would have been second year,
Yeah.
third year.
I've got no temptation or inclination to hit a club.
Was it New Year's in London?
Oh, Fabric. Bad night for me. We'll leave that off record. But
Bad
a
night.
rough night for me, man.
Bad night at the office. I didn't enjoy that at all. That was the only time in my life that I've been to a club and in central London for New Year's. And we obviously live basically London and 20 minutes from central.
I want to go home before the countdown. I thought we should probably leave, guys. They're like, what do you mean? It's New Year's and it's not even hit midnight yet. But yeah, but we could leave.
I don't like being that side of central London, just being in that part of it. I don't enjoy that and being there for New Year's. But it was good to say I've done it, for sure. It was good to say I've done it. But that would have maybe been the last time I went clubbing. Maybe you came down to my uni.
Probably, yeah.
It wouldn't have been summer ball.
Also a bad day for me. So I mean, they're always bad days for me. I get kicked out or sent home or do something stupid. I don't want to go to the club. I'm done with it. I'll retire.
Yeah. You actually should never do that ever again. And I actually...
Stay and retire.
No, but the truth of it as well, I was thinking about it a lot recently, and although I didn't have those same experiences, I think the same for myself as well.
Yeah.
I actually think...
Just grown out of it, innit?
Some people say, oh, well, never say never, and this experience... No,
Say never.
actually never.
Never.
I don't care what stag, what hen, what flipping farm animal you want to come up with on an anniversary of occasion for weddings. I'm not into it. I'll just say to you, right, why don't we meet up an hour before and I'll do that bit with you.
Yeah.
And you want to go out for a hike the next day, I'll go do that bit with you. And I'll take some photos and I'll send them over to you for your birthday.
Yeah.
Make a collage out of it. I'm not going into a nightclub. Especially these days. Don't mean to say it. Thailand. Timmy.
Oh my god, yeah. That was fun though.
That was technically the last time we was in a club together.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been.
Thailand, Timmy.
2 years ago. That's the one place that gets me, Thailand. That'll get me out in the club. Bangalore Road. I don't know what it is about that place, but I end up down there, I'll have a drink, and then it's just downhill from there. So I just can't do it. I'm not like an addict or anything, but I just would rather never do it, never put myself in that situation. It's just not for me.
It makes life a lot easier. I just remember being on Bangalore Road with a Nike dry fit tracksuit I was just wearing essentially to lounge around with, bright cherry red in sliders, just doing my work in the middle of...
I've got that video somewhere.
A super club in Thailand where there is just this wild techno...
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Music?
Yeah, it's just like... How have we ended up there? That's what I mean, man. It's a simulation.
Music
that in an Asian super club with techno. That ain't real.
We never listened to that. We don't like
simulation. Get that into your head.
We're not people that enjoy that music. And it was that level of intensity of music that you actually couldn't have any conversation.
No, I have to like type to you.
Zero. Yeah. So therefore, you just remove all ability to have a laugh.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting that drunk, I wasn't really drinking. You had a few cherry martinis. I wasn't drinking, but I'll still have a fun time if I can chat to people. Yeah. But if I can't chat to people, and then I'm just thinking, the music. If the music was good, you have a little sing along.
Sure.
None of those factors. Now you're just in a super club with Timmy going crazy on the saxophone and this Thai girl just losing her mind. Weird time.
Fun time.
Probably a good place to sign off on.
Yeah. December 6th, link in bio on my Instagram, Gunman Fight Series. If anyone wants to watch me in the flesh, there will be a ticket to watch me fight. If not, you can stream it online. I appreciate and love all your support.
And if you would like any guides on how to grow a brand in combat sports, then you can find it on my Stand store. All the links in the description or my bio. You can get a free guide or you can get a paid one, which is for people that are a little bit further along down the process and want a little bit more context onto the social media game. How to build, how to scale, how to monetize. Keep it casual.